In this video, you will learn about evaluating algebraic expressions. An algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase that includes numbers, variables, and operation symbols. And examples are a plus 5 and 2y minus 3. But notice that an algebraic expression does not include an equal sign, and that's what really changes what we're talking about. Now, a variable is a symbol, usually a letter, that represents a number. So an example is either like n equals the number of books on the shelf, or x is the cost of a shirt. And lastly, the operation symbols are plus, minus, multiplication, and division. Now, in order to evaluate an algebraic expression, you first want to substitute a given number for each variable and then simplify the numerical expression with the order of operations. And remember that your order of operations are your PEMDAS, which stand for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, and division, and addition, and subtraction. And the steps that are on the same line can be completed at the same time. So for our first algebraic expression, we're going to substitute into the original expression. So we can substitute the 3 in 4m and the p for 6. So this will give us the m becomes 3, and it's plus 6, and the p becomes 6. Now if we want to simplify this, it will become, using our order of operations, the parentheses are already simplified. There's no exponents to deal with. We have multiplication with the 6 times 6. So it become 3 times 6 times 6 gives you 36. And then the last step, addition and subtraction, 33 plus 36 gives you 39 as your final answer. For the next example, we can substitute 3 for p, -1 for q, and -6 for r. Now if we rewrite this, we'll have -1 instead of q, minus a 3 for the p, minus a -6 for the r. Now first we need to simplify the parentheses. In order to do that, we'll have the -1 minus will stay the same. 3 minus -6 is really 3 plus 6. And if we simplify that, 3 plus 6 is really 9. It becomes -1 minus 9. Now there aren't any exponents to deal with. We multiply the -1 to the parentheses, and now if we add and subtract, -1 minus 9 gives you -10 as your final answer. In the next example, we'll first substitute the -5 for x and the 3 for z. So if we rewrite this, we'll have the 3 for z, the -5 for x, and it's times x, which is -5 over 5. Now there aren't any parentheses to simplify. There aren't any exponents. If we multiply, we're going to work in order from left to right. So 3 times negative 5 gives you negative 15 times negative 5 over 5. Negative 5 divided by 5 gives you negative 1. And if we multiply negative 15 times negative 1, it becomes positive 15. We don't need to add subtract, so our final answer is 15. In our last example, we're going to substitute the negative 2 for y in both places and substitute the negative 5 for z. So that'll give us negative 2 parentheses z, which is negative 5, minus y, which is negative 2, all of it squared. Now if we first simplify inside the parentheses, we have negative 2 parentheses, negative 5 minus negative 2. The minus the negative becomes positive, so it's negative 5 plus 2 squared. Then negative 5 plus 2 gives you negative 3 squared. Now if we plug negative 3 squared in the calculator, that's going to give you 9. So the negative 3 squared becomes 9. If we multiply, negative 2 times negative 9 is negative 18. And we don't have to add, subtract anything. So your final answer is negative 18.